All right, QMJHL fans, welcome to another episode of our Facebook Live discussions. On today's show, we have Huskies guest Bill Zonnon. Bill, welcome.
Thanks. It's an honor for me to be here.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time. Obviously, the Huskies are still in the middle of the playoffs, so a busy time of year for you. So, Bill, one of the icebreakers we have here, just to break the ice, to kick off the show, we ask guys what their nicknames are. So, what's your nickname in the team?
I have a lot of nicknames, but I'd say my most popular nickname is Billy Z.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
that's
the obvious one, but any other one, any
yeah.
wild ones out there?
Some people just call me Z.
Fair enough.
But I'd say in the past, a lot of people have called me BZ, just the first letter of my first name and my last name.
Sure.
So
Just the initials sounds good for sure.
yeah,
Now you wear number 6. Is there a special reason for that one?
No. Last year it was pretty much the only number left that was available, so I just took that number, and it was still available this year in the queue, so I just stuck with it. And yeah, I like that number, so I think it's gonna be my number for the next couple of years for sure.
It's more on the history side. It's more of a defenseman number. You ever get chirped about that?
Yeah, I mean, some people tell me that they just say that it's not really a good number, and there's better numbers out there, but I like it, so it's all that matters.
Hey, if you combine them together, you got Mario. So 66 worked out fine for him.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we were mentioning this is a busy period for you guys in the middle of the playoffs. First off, congrats on winning the first round series. Huskies beat Shawinigan 4-1 in that series. Now you're facing off in the quarterfinals against Gatineau. So, how's been your first experience, your first taste of the QMJHL playoffs being a rookie?
I love it. I think the atmosphere in the rinks is great. The buzz just around playoffs is great too. I mean, this is what we play for, so it's the best time of the year, and we've been doing pretty good so far. So yeah, I like it, like I said, and I'm just looking forward to playing more games and getting more experience over the next couple of years.
Now, for people who don't know that are watching online, you came out of the prep school program heading into last year's QMJHL draft. So I'm guessing this is a wild period for you, is playing in front of those big crowds in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. It was a bit different at the start of the year for me. Never playing in front of big crowds. I mean, last year it was just 50 between 50 and 100 people that would show up to games, and it was mostly just students. So
Yeah.
whenever you go to Quebec or Gatineau and there's 5,000 people or more, it's pretty nice, and I like it, honestly. I feel like, yeah, sometimes it's stressful, but I just think about the fact that those people paid to come watch me and my teammates play, so it's pretty nice to see.
Now, obviously, you guys have a tough task at hand, having to get through Gatineau to move on in the playoffs. You being a rookie, how do you sort of prepare for those games? Do you still have like the jitters? Are you doing things differently? Or are you treating it like every game you did during the season?
Yeah, I just treat it like every game, like the 68 games we played in the regular season. I mean, yeah, it's playoffs. Yeah, we're playing against a very good team, but I mean, it still remains hockey, and I've had the same routine since game one of the year, and I just feel like whenever I feel good physically and I feel good mentally, I'll be able to do some good stuff on the ice. So that's just what I try to do.
Now, obviously, whatever you're doing is working out fine because you're already up to 6 points in 7 playoff games. So obviously, you found some success there. What I want to know is more like in the locker room, was there one veteran in particular that sort of took you under his wing or gave you some pointers?
Yeah, before the playoffs, we went to an auberge as a team for 2 days. So
Okay.
while we were there, we kind of spoke about, as a team, we spoke about what we were stressed about, all that kind of stuff. So the vets were kind of able to tell us, to give us tricks on how to manage our emotions, our stress, and all that kind of stuff. And they've been great so far during the playoffs of just helping the rookies out, and just using their experience to teach other people how to really go into games and that kind of stuff. So it's been great. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Obviously, playoffs is one thing, but we can't really glance over the regular season either. You had a terrific campaign heading into the Q. You were named Rookie of the Month during the first month. You started off on a pretty big tear. Was there a reason behind that? Quick start. Did you feel coming in confident? Had you had some anything that gave you that confidence in a way?
Honestly, no. I kind of came in at training camp with no expectation at all. I
Hmm.
just had no idea, what the play would look like, where I'd be in the lineup if I'd get scratched, maybe 50% of the time, or if I'd be, in the top six. I really had no idea. So I came here. I had a good training camp, put up a good amount of points. I was playing, some decent minutes, and then the season started, and I put up points again, and I would have a positive impact on the team, and that's kind of when I realized that I'm able to play with these older guys, and I can be a good piece for a team. So I kind of gained confidence from that, and yeah, like you said, I had a good start to the season, and it just helped me be better for the rest of the season.
For sure, and also the fact that you decided to go the prep school route. I mean, not many people knew your name across Quebec. So, did you feel it was rewarding for you to see that you could play at that level, that you were excelling? Because basically, you had never measured yourself against some of the best guys that were playing in the Q right now from your age group, right?
Yeah, so I kind of had a chip on my shoulders. I wanted to, to show people that I deserve to be drafted where I was, and that even though they didn't know me, I'm still a pretty good player. So I wanted to show them that, and yeah, I did. So I'm pretty happy with that.
For sure. Now, obviously, you going to stateside, was that ever in the back of your mind that you might go the NCAA route? Or I guess if I could ask, obviously now that we know you've chosen the Q, what was the reason behind you coming here?
Yeah. So first of all, I was 95% sure that I was going to go to the USHL next year.
Okay.
And then I remember going to the Q Cup there, and I played pretty well there. So teams started to, send some questionnaires, and I started having some meetings with some teams in person and on Zoom. So yeah, so then the Hawaii, showed a lot of interest, and I kind of spoke with my agent, my family. It was a big decision for me, and
Hmm.
then they drafted me. So then it was the real thing. I really had to decide, so I spoke to my agent, and basically the main reason why I came here is just because, like I said, they showed a lot of interest. And talking with my agent, he really told me that they would really take care of me.
Yep.
It's an organization that does that. They take care of their players a lot. They focus about school. School was a big thing for my parents too. They focus about school, and it's just a special atmosphere to be a part of. We work hard every single day, and it's great to be able. It's great to be part of that, and it's just gonna help me become a better person and a better player on the ice. So those are really the main reasons why I came here.
For sure, and obviously, like you said, they're a organization known for treating their players well. They've found success even in recent years. I even think beginning of the year, the Laval Rocket had something like 8 or 9 alumni from that team. So it goes to show you that they treat their players well, and guys obviously end up doing well as well afterwards. Now, you mentioned earlier that you sort of showed up in your rookie season with a chip on your shoulder, knowing that the Huskies sort of didn't know much about you, but still drafted you sixth overall. Did you sort of want to reward them as well? Sort of prove that they made the right choice.
I mean, I'd say so a little bit, but it was mostly for myself, just for my pride, and just to be able to show people that I've worked so hard my entire life, and that I deserve to be where I am. So
Hmm.
that's pretty much what my thought was.
Now, obviously, we said you enjoyed also a terrific start to your campaign, but that led to you representing your country. So you got a taste of the U17 national team. How was that experience for you? Or I guess how did you find out you were making a team? Was that a memorable moment for you?
Yeah, so I didn't make the cut in the first place. I
Okay.
was a call up. Uh, there were two players that got hurt, two forwards.
Okay.
So I got the call. I think it was 2 days before I was supposed to fly there. So I remember I woke up from my nap. We were playing Halifax that night, and I got a call. Well, actually, I missed two calls
Okay.
while I was sleeping. So I just looked at my phone and called the number, and it was this guy from Hockey Canada that just asked me if I was willing to go play for them. And I said, yeah, of course. And then I remember the night after the game, I packed all my stuff, asked my parents to send me pictures on my passport and all that kind of stuff. And I flew 2 days after. And yeah, so there I met a lot of great guys,
Yeah.
great players. It's really nice to meet players from everywhere, in the OHL, WHL, and even coaches. And yeah, it was a fun 2 weeks. I did good there. My team, we didn't win many games, but we still had so much fun, and it was still a good time for me to be able to compare myself to others.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we mentioned earlier it's a good measuring stick where you see where you stand compared to some of the best.
Yeah,
Obviously, is that something you ever dreamed of, wearing that maple leaf and representing your country? I'm guessing it must be pretty wild that, especially you finding out in 48 hours later, you're rocking that jersey.
yeah, for sure. I remember always watching the World Juniors and telling myself that hopefully I can be there one day. And I know it's not the World Juniors, but it's still wearing your country's jersey, and it's yeah, it's pretty sick. And hopefully I can do it again in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and obviously, like you said, it's pretty sick, but it's a foot in the door. It's not the World
Yeah,
Juniors, but at least you get your first taste, and then
yeah,
wherever
exactly.
that takes you, that's fine. Now, I was reading online an article that mentioned that your favorite NHLer right now is Artemi Panarin. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right.
Why so? Have you been following him his whole life, or are you more of a Rangers fan? You got excited when he joined them. How did that
Yeah,
love for
so
Panarin work out?
I've always liked him. I remember watching him when he was in Chicago. Him and Patrick Kane were a great duo. And
Yep.
then he went on to play in Columbus. I still liked them. And then the Rangers have always been my favorite team. So when he joined the Rangers, I was very happy, and I really became a big fan of him. And I just like his swag. He's a swaggy player. He's good at handling the puck. He's a great playmaker and has a good shot. So I've just always liked him and really fell in love with him since I've been a kid. So
I guess he's a guy you want to emulate as well. Do you watch a lot of videos on him online?
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, whenever he makes a nice move and it ends up on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, I'll watch it and maybe try to do the same thing in practice the day after. So I really like watching him play.
Are you a big video guy? Do you watch a lot of NHL players or whatever it is on YouTube or whatever? Do you watch those highlights a lot?
Yeah, I do. I feel like most of the time it just shows up on my feed,
Yeah.
on my Instagram feed or Twitter feed, so I just watch it there. But yeah, I like to watch game recaps on YouTube whenever I have nothing else to do. So yeah,
Now, who's your team?
the Rangers.
Is it just because of
Yeah,
Panarin, or did you grow up a Rangers fan as
no,
well?
no, I've always been a Rangers fan, but when Panarin joined them, I kind of became more of a fan. I really started paying attention more. So
I guess aside from the QMJHL playoffs going on, there's the NHL playoffs that are about to kick off too. So I'm guessing your side is taken and you're going Rangers all the way. But do you see, is that the team you're going to pick if you had to?
yeah, for sure. I'll probably go watch them after this against New Jersey. So excited to watch that.
For sure. Who do you think makes it out of the West?
Colorado.
So are we expecting a Colorado New York Rangers final? Is that your
Yeah,
prediction?
yeah.
How many games do you think the Rangers take it then? Let's go all out predictions. We can pull up the tape later on.
Six games.
Rangers in 6 over Colorado, people. You heard it
Yeah.
here first. If it happens, we're gonna pull up the clips. You'll look like a genius. Awesome, awesome. Now we were mentioning video. I know being a rookie, that's usually one of the bigger welcome to the QMJHL moments because you guys haven't probably. I'm guessing you hadn't done a lot of video prior in the past. Is that correct?
Sorry, could you repeat that again?
Yeah, I mean, showing up as a rookie in the QMJHL, obviously you guys do a lot more video. You're analyzing teams, you're into systems and all that. Was that a welcome to the QMJHL moment for you?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like everything in the queue compared to where I was last year is very more detailed.
Hmm.
We watch other teams, what kind of face-offs they do, what kind of forecheck, neutral zone, their controlled breakout. So we didn't do that on my team last year. So doing this year is kind of like a welcome to the league, like you said. Like it's just
Yeah.
different, and it's kind of there was kind of a period where you could learn that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Now, is that something you enjoy? I mean, do you consider yourself like a hockey nerd? You love doing video, watching stuff, learning about your opponents, or are you more a guy who's like, hey, I'm going to go off my skill and reactions out there?
Yeah, well, for sure, I'm competitive. I want to win, so I'll do whatever it takes to win. And if that means that we have to watch video on the other team, then I don't have a problem doing that. It's probably going to help us in the long run, whenever it comes to game time. So
For sure, for sure. Now, aside from the video aspect, what was the other thing that struck you from the QMJHL, basically compared that you didn't expect, or sort of another welcome to the QMJHL moment?
I'd say for me, being in Hawaii was definitely the bus rides.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're pretty brutal to be honest, but it's a lot of fun times with the boys too. At the same time, like we have a lot of fun, just talking or playing some games on our phones together, and yeah, it's a good time to get to know the boys too. So obviously it sucks sometimes, but it's still a good time with the boys.
I'm guessing if you brought up you're a competitive guy with that competitive edge, then those card games and those iPhone games must get intense at times.
Yeah, they do.
What's the biggest game you guys play? How do you guys spend most time on the bus rides aside from the
Uh,
schoolwork and all that?
Me and one of my good friends on the team, Thomas, were down. We like playing
Okay.
chess on the bus. Yeah, so we do that. We do that a lot.
So you're more than competitive, you're strategic as well.
Yeah, exactly. It helps me with my everyday life.
Now, the way you just bring up Thomas Verdun with a smile on your face, I'm guessing you guys are pretty close on the team, right?
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Uh, not the most serious person, but when it comes to being serious, he's serious. And I've known him for a while too. We
Okay.
went to high school together, so
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
he's one of my good friends on the team for sure.
Wow, I didn't know you guys went to high school together, because I was going to say, obviously, you guys had a pretty competitive season. You guys both were among the top scoring rookies. So I was going to ask, were sort of his performances fueling your own? Did you guys have that competitive edge throughout the whole campaign?
No, no, not at all. Like I said, we're good friends, so we want what's best for the other. And yeah, he had a great season, so I'm happy for him. And hopefully, some NHL scouts see that and give him a chance, during the draft, or even give him an invite to an NHL camp. So that's great for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, for sure. He had a great campaign. I know he didn't win the award, but he was one of the finalists for Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I hope he didn't chirp you with that one.
No, no, he hasn't yet. Maybe one day.
Now, obviously, you mentioned him, but is there anyone else on the team that you're very close to?
I mean, I'd say most rookies. We have 8 or 9 rookies on the team. We're all pretty
Yeah.
close. Other than that, I mean, I live with Dylan Gill,
Okay.
uh, so I'm pretty close with him and the English guys too, the Maritimers. Talk to those guys, but I'd say the Huskies is a pretty big family. So we all talk to each other. We all hang out with each other and all have fun together. So we're all pretty close.
For sure. And obviously, you brought up the fact that your team is so young. You had 8 or 9 rookies to kick the season off. Is that sort of like inspiring to see that you guys have already made it to the quarterfinals and the playoffs? I mean, obviously, if you don't go all the way this year, then is it you guys have a lot of hope for the years to come?
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of hope, just because we have a lot of good young players. Not only the rookies, but there's also a lot of good 18-year-olds on our team. So it's just good to see that, and it's encouraging for the future.
For sure. Speaking of great showings, you scored a sick goal in the opening round of the playoffs here, so we're gonna bring it up on screen. But that was a beauty. You want to take us through that goal and how Bill Zonon lived it?
Yeah, so I remember getting towards the end of my shift. I got the puck in the breakout, and I had you know a lot of space ahead of me,
Yep.
so I just used it, skated into the zone, and I tried to cut into the middle and shoot the puck, but then the D played it pretty well, and he was right on me. So it kind of happened in half a second. My head just told me to do a spin around, and I did, and ended up pretty open in front of the net. It was a 2-on-1, and then I just slid it over to the other side, and got that just tapped it into the net, and it was a big goal for us.
Now, when you saw that puck squeeze through on that pass, I mean, you had a fraction of a second to get it through. You're like, oh, were you thinking, oh, you better score?
No, honestly, I didn't really see it. I just remember giving the puck and then turning around, and then everyone was celebrating. So I was like, "Oh, I guess it went in."
And then he's
And then
pointing
I
at you,
saw,
so I guess
yeah,
you knew the job was done.
yeah, and then I resaw it on my phone after the game, and yeah, obviously, I think it was probably one of my best highlights of my career so far.
I was gonna ask.
Oh,
You said you saw it on your phone afterwards. How busy was that phone on that night?
yeah, pretty busy. A couple of my friends texted me and posted it on their stories on Instagram. So yeah,
You're Insta famous for a day.
yeah, only for the.
We were doing some research earlier to prepare for this interview. Any reason why you only got one picture up on your Instagram? You're not a social media guy?
No, I love social media. I spend a lot of time on Instagram, but I'm just not a big post guy, I guess. Like, I don't really like posting that much on Instagram, and I don't really have that many good pictures either. So once I get some good pictures, I'll post for sure.
Hey, we'll send you some of the sicker shots we can find from you from the past season, eh? So throw some pictures up, promote the QMJHL and the Huskies now.
Sounds good. Thanks.
No worries, no worries. So Bill, just to finish off here, we have a few minutes left. I want people online to get to know you a little bit. So we're just going to do some quick hits on different questions and all that. So first off, I want to know, do you watch or follow closely any other sports than hockey?
Yeah, I watched the football season, NFL,
Okay. Who's your
pretty
team?
closely. My team's the Bills,
Okay.
Buffalo
Okay. Josh
Bills.
Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs.
Nice, nice. They were close to going all the way, so I'm guessing you must be happy
Yeah,
if you're a Bills fan these days.
yeah. This year was great. Last year too. So yeah, I've been a pretty happy Bills fans.
Please don't tell me you're a Bills fan because of your first name, though.
No, no.
Good, good. Aside from football, who's your favorite athlete? I guess he could be a football
Uh,
player too.
all time, I'd have to say Michael Jordan.
Nice.
Just because of the impact he's had on just so many people in the world because of his competitiveness and his approach to the game. So I really like that, and I admire him for that.
Now, but what about yourself? If you could be, obviously, I'm guessing a hockey player later on, but if you could be a pro in any other sport, which one would you pick?
Uh, I'd say soccer.
Yeah.
Soccer. I've played soccer when I was a kid. I
Okay.
really like it. Obviously, I had to pick between hockey and soccer, and I picked hockey. But I could have had a future in soccer for sure if I tried hard. And yeah, like soccer is just so big, in England and Italy and those countries, and it's packed of people, in the stadiums. So I'd really like to play against in front of those big crowds and play, for my country in the World Cup or something like that. I remember watching the World Cup with all my teammates earlier
Yeah.
in the year. So that's a pretty sick event too. I'd love to be a part of.
Nice, nice for sure. So you must be a big soccer guy as well.
Yeah, I watch it when I can for sure.
Now, if you play soccer to travel the world, I guess I could ask you, what's your dream vacay spot? Where would you go if you could go anywhere?
Dubai.
Dubai, that's their dream destination.
Yeah,
You want to hit the desert and there's four wheelers and all that.
yeah, exactly. That's my dream.
And a lot of sports car. What's your dream sports car?
Uh, it's not that big of a car, but a G wagon. I like the G
Yeah,
wagons.
yeah, yeah.
It's,
Popular amongst the hockey players, that one.
yeah, yeah. I see a lot of hockey players going to their games with that car, so maybe I can be one of them.
And just to finish off, let's get to know a little bit of your teammates. Who's the locker room DJ there in Illinois?
Oh, Dylan Gill.
Yeah, he's the master.
Yeah.
Who's the clown who keeps the boys loose before the game?
Uh, There's a lot of clowns. I'd say not before the games because he's a goalie and he has to stay focused. But I'd say Thomas Couture. He's a clown for sure. Then there's probably Thomas Verdon too. He likes to have fun. Yeah, there's a lot of funny guys, but I'd say those two are the biggest clowns for sure on the team.
Who's the gym rat? Who's the guy who never leaves?
Cal Hagen. He loves doing some bench press.
Loves to show off the pipes.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So we'll finish with that. So thanks again for doing this, Bill. Obviously, we'll wish you the best of luck the rest of the way. Busy time of the year for the playoffs, but we'll be rooting for you, man.
Thank you to you for inviting me.
Awesome. No worries. So people online, if anyone wants to see Bill continue this interview in French, you can head to the French Facebook page or tune in on our YouTube channel. So again, Bill, thanks for doing this and have a good one, man.
No problem. You too.
Thanks.